Hello, everyone. The plan for a migrant camp in Brighton Park in Chicago is now on its way to becoming a reality. Reportedly, construction crews have started working on the project in spite of strong opposition from Chicago residents, in spite of very strong opposition from the residents living in the area. The construction of the migrant camp has started. And Chicago residents are very, very unhappy about this whole situation. Chicago politicians in position of power, politicians in elected offices in the city of Chicago, they are not representing the will of the people of Chicago. The Chicago politicians are not thinking about the best interest of the citizens of Chicago. Once the migrant tent camp is complete, do you know how many people it could house? Can you make a guess? Well, let me give you the numbers that are being reported. Once this tent camp in Brighton Park is complete, reportedly it could house anywhere from 500 to 2,000 migrants, from 500 to 2,000 migrants. And do you know who is funding this migrant camp? I mean, construction has started. It's not for free. Somebody is paying for it. Do you know who that is? The state of Illinois. The state of Illinois is paying for this migrant camp. But when I say the state of Illinois, that's not entirely accurate. And let me explain why. The state is just the government. When we say the state of Illinois is funding this project, it means that the government, the state government in Illinois is providing the funding. But as I've said before, the government doesn't have its own money. Whatever money the government has comes from the pockets of American taxpayers. So that means the American taxpayers are funding this migrant camp. But the taxpayers are not willingly funding this camp. The taxpayers don't want to pay for the construction of this migrant camp. What's happening is that the government is taking money from taxpayers, and then the government is putting those taxpayer funds towards this migrant camp project. And in doing so, the government, which means the elected officials, the liberal politicians in the state of Illinois, and the bureaucrats, they are not caring about people's objection. Chicago residents object to the creation of a migrant camp in Brighton Park. But the liberal politicians are not caring about people's objection. They are pushing this project forward. They are turning this plan into a reality. First, there was a plan for a migrant camp in Chicago, and now it's becoming a reality using taxpayer funds. But the taxpayers don't want to pay for this. But the government, which means the liberal politicians in Chicago, they are making it happen. The liberal politicians in Illinois, they are making it happen. A migrant camp like the one being constructed in Brighton Park will change the entire landscape of the area. It's going to change the neighborhood completely. It's going to transform the area permanently. And it is very, very obvious that the Chicago residents living in that area, they don't want this camp to be created. The residents of Chicago are not welcoming these undocumented migrants, and yet the government is pushing hundreds and hundreds of migrants, or as I've said before, the numbers being reported range from 500 to 2,000. So up to 2,000 migrants are being pushed into the community by the government in Illinois. So let me ask you this, my friends. Where is the housing arrangement for homeless American citizens? Where will the homeless American veterans be housed? And what about American seniors who are struggling to pay their rent? Where is the assistance for them? And where is the assistance for young professionals who cannot afford to make their mortgage payments because of inflation and sharp increase in the cost of living? Who's going to help them? And what about the American children living in poverty? Who is going to help them? How come there's so much focus on spending millions, and now we're talking about billions of dollars for undocumented immigrants? How come there's so much of focus on helping undocumented immigrants while American citizens continue to suffer in this economy? The Migrant tent camp in Brighton Park, Chicago, is being constructed, and it is paid for by American taxpayers. My friends, share with me your thoughts on this matter. I look forward to hearing from you. Go to my website, tausifanam.net, send me a message. You can also connect with me on social media. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I look forward to hearing from you. Please share with me your thoughts, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for staying connected. I'll be back again with another video soon.